Does the world of accreditation bodies confuse you? I'm pretty sure you have felt very overwhelmed at times. You try to do the training which is in accordance with your client needs, only to be rejected on the onboarding system and finding out you must do it all again. To avoid confusion, Huawei sponsored this video to try and simplify their requirements, and I will do my best to explain the benefits of some key accreditation authorities. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Barry Lottery, and I've been working in the industry for over a decade. I'm an approved assessor and moderator, and I've previously served the IWH as the Chamber Chair. Understanding any accreditation authority can be complex and most of the time confusing. I'm sure you have often asked yourself, why make use of accreditation bodies? What is their purpose, and how does it improve my training experience? The main purpose of any accreditation authority is to uphold the integrity of the industry. They act as the gatekeepers of the industry in order to prevent any unlawful activities under their jurisdiction. Going through accredited training centers will ensure candidates earn their certificates by providing competence on their assessment day. Being members of accreditation authorities such as IRATA, GLC and the IWH means that the integrity of these assessments are upheld through detailed and recorded processes. So let me give you a brief overview of some of the various accreditation authorities. In South Africa, we have the Institute for Work at Height, or otherwise known as the IWH. The IWH was first established in 2008 and is well known in South Africa and received its official recognition as a professional body from SACWA in 2012. It is important to understand that the IWH is not a regulatory authority, but they are mandated by SACWA to safeguard the industry and its members. Some of the main benefits of the IWH are that they oversee not only one access method, like most of the other accreditation authorities, but all access methods. And what the IWH have done is to create smaller factions or chambers of industry professionals to write good practice notes which are implemented by their members. Being a member of the IWH will mean that you will be audited on their minimum requirements on a regular basis to ensure continued compliance. Accreditation Training has been a long-standing member of the IWH professional body and the trade association. A typical compliance certificate will look like the one showing on the screen. When making use of training providers, ensure that they are active members of the IWH and ask what relevant chamber they are compliant with. These factions are broken up into chambers, each with their own elected chamber chairperson and vice chair. You get the rope access chamber, fall protection chamber, mute chamber, scaffold chamber, access towers and ladder chamber, false work chamber, suspended access platform chamber. In South Africa, we also have relevant SETAs such as MER-SETA and Services SETA. The most important part about the SETAs are to remember that not all unit standards are registered with all SETAs. For example, in the work at height industry or in the telecommunications industry, our unit standards are registered with the Services SETA and the MER-SETA. Make sure that when you do the training, that your training provider provides you with a list of their registered unit standards, such as the one showing on the screen. Services SETA are also associated with the IWH, where most of our work at height unit standards are allocated to. These include Unit Standard 22995, Fall Arrest and Basic Rescue, Unit Standard 22998, Basic Fall Arrest with no rescue, Unit Standard 230000, Rope Access Level 1, Unit Standard 22996, Rope Access Level 2, Unit Standard 23001 and Unit Standard 22997, Rope Access Level 3, and Unit Standard 22994, Fall Protection Plan Developer. When you do any of these unit standards, you may also be registered with the IWH. However, this is not a legal requirement. In the telecommunications industry, our rigging unit standards are allocated to MER-SETA. These unit standards are not linked to the IWH and are regulated by MER-SETA directly. These unit standards are Unit Standard 14706, rope rigging to a maximum of 100 kilograms, and Unit Standard 253582, mechanical rigging to a maximum of 500 kilograms. When selecting a training provider or a course, do the effort to read the relevant unit standards, as some unit standards might be confusing. For example, some training providers train work at height courses against Unit Standard 120362, It is titled as Monitor, Report and Make Recommendations pertaining to specified requirements in terms of work at height. You can clearly see that this unit standard are not intended for fall arrest and rescue training. The unit standard reads, people accredited with this unit standard will be able to describe requirements with regard to work at height. There is no practical tasks associated to this unit standard. The purpose of showing you this example are to provide you with some insight into why it is important to ensure you always comply with the correct requirements. There are also more older and more established accreditation authorities such as the Industrial Rope Access Trade Association, or better known as IRATA. IRATA was first established in 1987 by a group of rope access professionals and are internationally the most recognized body. Their prestige are linked with their very strict regulations to ensure they uphold the quality of their service they offer. They are well known as the no-nonsense body and will easily uphold any person, training provider accountable for not following procedure. Unfortunately, IRATA only really regulates rope access and do not particularly focus on any other access method. This places a void in the international market, and often companies such as Huawei will then vet training providers to comply to the international standards, which is aligned to the local and international best practices or client requirements. Over the years, Gravity Training has participated in the writing of multiple industry standards. We played a key role in the writing of the unit standards and was part of the formation of the IWH. Working internationally and in particular within the telecommunications industry, we realized that there is a need for international recognition and support to local training providers. Being part of the establishment of standards and other accreditation bodies, we formed our own system to recognize other training providers to support them through our Gravity Learning Centers accreditation system. Gravity Learning Centers play a key role in the telecommunications industry to provide a client-approved systems to help standardize work at height and rigging training within the telecommunications industry. This system is similar to the GWO for the electrical wind industry, but focuses mainly on the telecommunications. There are numerous approved GLC centers across the globe, and training received by these organizations will ensure accredited and regulated training. Training includes tower climbing and tower rescue, with radio frequency awareness training included, rope rigging to a maximum of 100 kilograms, mechanical rigging to a maximum of 500 kilograms, and portable ladder user working in close proximity of electrical wires. We must consider that work at height and rigging are some of the most dangerous occupational risks, and working in the telecommunications industry, you are faced with these risks every day. I often participate in consultation for incidents across the globe, and incidents and fatalities occur more often than you think. Making use of accredited training providers are critical to your own safety and to those of your team. Make sure to be up to date with relevant bodies in your area, and where there is none, you should ask your local Huawei representative. It is critical to vet your training provider, as there are some in the marketplace representing themselves as accredited professionals within the industry. Ensure to ask them for their accreditation certificates and ensure that the relevant unit standards reflect on these accreditation statuses, as false representation do exist. In short, working for Huawei in South Africa, your work at height training must be done at accredited services CETA and IWH training providers, and your rigging training must be done at accredited MERCETA training providers. There are costs associated to accredited training providers, and we will never compete commercially with non-accredited providers. But I hope this video encourages you not to take the cheapest route, but the route of best compliance.